blood is some sort of pain. You caused a permanent stain, which has determined your fate. I've never seen so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear.
If you try, you just might get a little bit of trouble. K-O-I-F-E, right in your side. You would never see me coming. You gon' die if you try. You just might get a little bit of trouble. K-O-I-F-E, right in your side.
All right, we back, family. We back.
We back. We back.
We back. Had a technical difficulty.
Dog got nervous.
Oh my man. Yeah, man. My goddamn mouse had a mind of his own, man. Dang it.
He's like,
I said,
oh wait, on Coach to come on there. Yeah, man. I'm like,
I said, the big Q like leaving. Like, did he press the big Q press something?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell going on?
he finished the interview with Big Q. Like, well, that's my day. I'm done. Click. That's all I needed.
All right, man. Let's get back into it, family. All right. Steelers at Bengals, LC North. The best division in football this year, in my opinion, top to bottom. Don't let the 5-5 Bengals fool you. Even though, hey, Joe is gone, that's a significant difference, but it's still a talented team over there. All they need is adequate quarterback play, and I think they can still be in the mix. What's our thoughts on this game today?
It's gotten way more interesting now with Joe Burrow being out. Right, we all had a feeling that the Bengals will find their niche and reestablish themselves as the best team in the AFC North. Joe Burrow being gone, that takes a big hit, but there is Jake Browning, who did look in just a little bit of time. He looked okay,
Yeah,
right?
he looked okay.
Going
Yeah.
there with the deer in the headlights look, so I feel very confident in the Bengals still to win a few games. Now, to get to playoffs, I'm not quite sure, but this game here for Pittsburgh, oh, it's huge because now you have the confidence. There's no Joe Burrow. All we got to do is rally this young guy. But there is a lot of issues going on in Pittsburgh where their last couple of practices have been a couple of fights now. So
Yeah, I just seen that. I was like, what's going
I was like,
on?
what's going on? It's like week 12. Why are we fighting now? That's like the off-season stuff, man. Preseason. Why are we fighting now? Like big brawls right between the offense and defense. But it
I mean, they got
might.
rid of Matt Canada too, so
Yeah, hey, I don't know. It might come back to help them or hurt them. We'll find out. But Pittsburgh is that team that's always in these games. So right now, oh my God, I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh to win this game. I think the defense get to Browning and just make it sloppy, ugly. It's gonna be an ugly game. I can almost guarantee that. Even with Joe Burrow, it's gonna be one of those ugly games. But give me Pittsburgh to win this one by a field goal, and I'm gonna go probably 16-13.
All right.
I,
Nine,
I
what's your
mean,
thoughts?
I can definitely see that score with the fact no Burrow being there. But then the crazy thing about it, with Burrow being there, I could kind of see that score too. How they've been playing the last couple of weeks.
Yes.
It's weird because in the beginning of the season, about week 2 and 3, you know what I'm saying, the Bengals defense looked really nice. They were playing really well at a high clip, getting to the quarterback, making teams cause fumbles and all that stuff. But then all of a sudden they went to this lull where just don't know what they're supposed to be. You know, they're supposed to be a rushing defense or kind of sit back in the pocket and wait and just see what comes to them. But Jake Browning being at the QB position does put doubt in the Bengals offense. Let's just be honest about it. Don't really know much about the kid, to be honest. He hasn't really played that much that often, played a little bit in preseason, but for the most part, Pittsburgh is still a full team. You know what I'm saying? They're still a complete team. They have their coach there. Of course, the OC is no longer there, and that can be part of the issue with the fighting. Like, you know, why we get rid of him and not Pickett? You know, Pickett is the issue too. You know, both quarterbacks for the Steelers are probably pivotal backups. Let's just be honest, both of them. They need an actual true number one quarterback. I do hedge more so towards the Steelers because they are a complete team at this point. If Burrow was there, I would say I pick the Bengals, but I'm kind of on the same boat as Carlos. I'm picking the Steelers. I think the Steelers have the better opportunity with this game.
I'm going Bengals, man. They got Pickett at quarterback, man. Pickett is horrible. He is, man.
They still got a defense though that can cause turnovers.
They are 6-4 with their horrible quarterback though, so they won 6 games with them.
Yeah, but the Bengals have a pass rush. The Bengals can get after. They got a good defense, and if they force the ball in Pickett's hand, he not gonna come through, man. He's not. There's no confidence in Pickett in Pittsburgh. They know they need another quarterback. He was a reach in the first round anyway.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he was a reach in the first round anyway. I thought he was more like a full round talent, but because the demand for quarterback, the offseason process, they talked him up. So in this game here, 9 is Carlo. I got the Lone Wolf. Oh, let's go, baby. Bingo in this one. All right. This is a game that I am very much interested in. Gonna be keeping my eye on this one while I'm calling the Saints and Falcons game. Jags at Texans. Can both, when the day is over, when this game is over, will we have 2 7-4 teams? Let's go.
Man, I gotta go the Jaguars in this one. As much as the Texans are playing very well, I got a feeling this is Jacksonville's time. They messed up at home. I think week 1 the Texans got their butts blown out. I feel like they're gonna go ahead. You know what? We found our niche. Trevor Lawrence probably played his best game last time we saw him, and he was efficient in the red zone, which has been his Achilles heel. But he was so efficient last week against Tennessee, a very good Titans defense. And I feel like in Houston, where it's going to be difficult, and this is going to be a one-possession game, either way. But give me the Jaguars if they want to establish that they are that team. But maybe Houston wants to establish that as well because they've been playing lights out over the last 4 or 5 weeks themselves. But give me the Jaguars in this game. Travis Etienne is going to have a monster game, I believe, and they will rise and win this game. So I'm going Jaguars.
All right. Nah, you going Jags?
Yeah, I'm going Jags too. The Jags, they of course dropped the ball big time when they went up against the Niners. Niners was kind of a wounded animal, and they let the animal come back to life and run them off the field. But I like what Stroud has been doing. I like what the Texans have done as a whole, kind of putting a lot of confidence into this young kid and actually building the offense to make him more successful. And that's what teams need to do. Instead of like saying, we want to put him in our system, build a system for his capabilities. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what a good offensive coordinator does. And there's a potential of them walking out 7-4 as well, and two teams being 7-4. I mean 7-4, and they're having 7 wins as well. I do believe that Jaguars finally are starting to kind of turn the corner. I know it's like week 12 when we're saying that, but they've had a couple opportunities where they should have done it and they just didn't. They dropped the ball. And I think right now, after last week's game, having a very convincing game against Tennessee, 34-14 win, this one it'll be just a little bit better. I'm not saying they're going to score more than 30 points, but it'll be more confidence in the game itself. Like, it'll just look different. They'll look better, complete team.
Right. And looking at the tail of the tape in this game, the Texans bring the ninth ranked offense and the 13th ranked defense into this game. They bring the number 7 passing attack. Now, they're ranked 27 in rushing, but the rushing game the last week was very good for them. Yeah. As for the Jags, they bring the 14th ranked defense in. They're 18 against the pass and 19th rushing the ball. Trevor Lawrence on the season has completed 68% of his passes for 2,382 yards and 11 touchdowns. 11 touchdowns and only 6 intercepts. Travis Etienne is leading them on the ground with 670 yards and 1 touchdown. As for the Texans, their leading rusher is Derek Singletary, 114 carries for 471 yards and 2 touchdowns. And of course, the front runner, I don't care, for the MVP, I'm going to keep saying CJ Stroud, 62% of his passes have been completed for 2,962 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. 3 of those interceptions came last week, but he also threw 2 touchdowns. So looking at the tail of the tape, man, I'm on the Texans. I'm lone wolfing it again. I'm going to Texans. I'm riding CJ Stroud and the Texans all year, baby. Texans all the way in this one. The Jaguars, to me, are a team that remind me of them. They're just like the Dolphins. They're just like the Cowboys. Until they beat a team, a legitimate contender, or a team over 500, I ain't got no faith in them, man. They front runners.
And I can go on a limb and say whoever wins this game is going to win the division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go with the Texans in this one, family. All right. Next one. The Patriots at the Giants. First of all, does anybody care? But I'm just
I mean,
I'm gonna keep it short and simple. Give me the Patriots. Patriots. If one thing that Belichick does is take your best player out, which is Saquon Barkley. I think they'll go ahead and take care of Barkley and force old Tommy DeVito to beat him, and that's not good. Patriots yeah. So give me the Patriots to win this game. Still an ugly matchup because the Patriots offense is nothing to be excited about either. But give me the
it's definitely not. It's definitely not. Leaves a lot to the imagination. Man, yes. And to your first question, no one cares unless you're a Patriots or Giants fan. No one cares. But Bill Belichick, he does like what you said. He does a great job of taking out your best player, and they're going to, of course, key up for Barkley, hoping to slow Barkley down, which is going to be a challenge in itself. I still Mac Jones. Who's the quarterback now? Didn't Mac Jones get put to third or something like that?
Bailey Zappi. Is he still quarterback?
Yeah, from Washington, Kentucky. Yeah.
So it's Zappi now. So Zappi, who actually, it's weird because both quarterbacks have had bright spots in the last 2 seasons. We're like, okay, that looks like a starting quarterback, and then you see him the next game, you're like, yeah, that kid still needs mechanic. He has mechanic issues. He don't know what he's doing. So I'm gonna have to put all my faith in Belichick's defense going to this game. I'm gonna pick the Patriots. I'll pick the Patriots over Giants. I'm not sure about DeVito still.
Okay. All right. man, and I'm going with whoever wins the game, bro. But,
Sound like my mama back in
yeah, man,
the
but whoever, listen, I think Belichick, man, against DeVito, man. I think Belichick, the defense actually is good. For the Patriots, I think the Patriots pull ups. Like I get the pull upset shit. I'm going to Patriots, man. I'm gonna take the Patriots. All right. And from Thursday, Thanksgiving game, second game, it was the Commanders taking on the Cowboys. Now, this final score would kind of so I think it could be misleading.
Yeah, it is a little misleading.
It was a what 20-10
20
game
to 10, like mid
in
third
the full quarter, third and early in the fourth, and then the Cowboys just lost their ever loving mind and just exploded all over the Commanders to walk away with a 45-10 behind whooping. That's the only kind I'm being kind when I say that. They just took them to out back to the woodshed, man. What if anything did we learn from this game?
That they're good at home. They're good at home, and we knew that already. But also, they have the same issue that Miami has. They've had the same issue that the Lions have. They're great against teams under 500. Under 500, they average 35 points a game. Mm-hmm. Teams over 500, they barely averaging under 20 points a game. And the defense is giving up more points against those teams. So, I mean, it's what we expected to happen. We expected them, well, at least I did, expect them going there and handle their business. They're at home on Thanksgiving against Washington. This is a classic game. It's been around for 60 years. They're not going to lose that game. Commanders are not up to the same level as the Cowboys, to be honest with you. They weren't going to win that game. Everybody knew that.
We learned nothing in this game.
Yeah.
The Cowboys did what they're supposed to do. You're supposed to beat teams that you're supposed to beat. And they do that over the last 4 or 5 years consistently. They dominate, not just beat down. They dominate teams they're supposed to beat. So we're not the Cowboys went there, handled business. They took care of home field and handled business. And the Commanders were in it for about 2.5 quarters, and then they just poof, just went away. So, but the Cowboys, they do what they do best: beat down mediocre teams. And they handle their business, man. So I can't look. It is my thing is it's not their fault who they play.
Right.
It's not
true.
So you play who's on the schedule, and they beat down these teams. But it's always at the end of the day, you're just good enough to make it to a wild card game on the road, and then you gotta go on the road all year, and you gotta face either the number 1 or number 2 seed eventually, and you're gonna lose those games. So it's just the Cowboys' nature for the last 4 or 5 years. We've seen it happen before, and nothing's different about this game.
Oh, 100%. They lost against the Cardinals, the Broncos, the Falcons, and the Patriots.
Right.
All sub teams.
But one thing I can say in this game is I still think the Washington Commanders have their quarterback of the future.
They do. I like Sam.
I think Sam Howell is that dude, man. I think he is that dude. They just have to build a team around him, get the right coach in there. They did fire defensive coordinator Jack Del Rio. They let him go. And listen, Ron Rivera could be on the way behind him, man.
And Ron Rivera trying to hold on to what little he got right now.
Yeah. So my thing is this: if they replace Rivera, is he ever be enemy? Does he finally get his opportunity?
It's gotta be enemy.
Or will it be some way?
I seen some from another channel, and somebody know about Eric Bieniemy's history, and I think the reason why he has been getting past that is because he has some interesting family issues in his history, and teams don't want to deal with that, the questions and stuff like that, where he has been domestic dispute situations. And I think that's why some teams don't hire him, because they don't want to deal with those questions.
Gotcha. Because I mean,
I didn't know that at first, so I was like, I thought the Raiders were gonna go after him, but then after hearing that, I know the Davis family don't do that. No.
Now, remember early in the year too, during training camp, there are some Commanders players complaining about Eric Bieniemy's style of coaching, and he's too hard on us. Like, whoa, you're the NFL, bro.
I was like, what soft system you come from?
Yeah, to where the Chiefs players had to go on like social media and say, hey, but you'll get better from it. I'm like, what the heck?
Right. All right, fam. The next game up, Panthers at Titans. Somebody has to win.
Somebody has to win.
Tennessee, they're at home. Tennessee plays a whole lot better at home. games in Carolina. I might would have went with Carolina, but Tennessee, that new turf they have out there in Tennessee, they're faster, they play more confidence, and they're just a better team when they're at home instead of being on the road. So look for Will Levis to get back on track. He had a great first game, kind of mediocre
Right.
last 2 or 3 games, but
Mhm.
I'll look to get back on track against this Carolina Panthers secondary. That's not the best in the world. So give me Tennessee, and I think they win by I'll give them a 10-point win. I'll give them 24-14.
24-14. Okay. Now, what's your thoughts?
Tennessee at home. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I think I do like what the Panthers have tried to do in some games. I just
Mhm.
think they need so many extra pieces to make Bryce Young look like a quarterback, like he's supposed to be there. That it's just missing too much at the moment. And Tennessee, even though Tennessee ain't 100% better, I just like a lot more parts that Tennessee has compared to the Panthers. And I'm gonna go with Tennessee. I expect Will Levis to have a better game than he had the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think I'm with you guys on this one. I'm gonna lean toward Tennessee. I think they get that running game going at home. The defense feast is on the young quarterback with limited weapons on offense. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Tennessee in this one also. Next game up, the 4-6 Rams at the, and I don't know what the hell I was thinking about with that, but
Carl's not 6-3. I know
they are
that.
now 6-3. That we know 2-9. The 2-9 Cardinals. The 2-9 Cardinals against the 4-6
Carl's
Rams, baby.
fire right now, man. Them boys is going crazy there.
Oh man,
They win the division right now. Shoot.
A Cardinal fan looked at that and said, "What? We 6-3?"
He woke up.
Look at Purple Marcus like, "What?"
Nah, give me the Rams though. Give me the Rams. This is a toss-up game. It can go either way. Kyler Murray has played much better than expected. I'm not gonna lie.
Right.
Kyler Murray has looked good for Arizona, better than I thought he would be coming off an ACL injury, but he looks just as fast as ever. And they played some really good games so far via one win, one loss. But give me the Rams though. I like Matthew Stafford getting Cooper Cup and Puka.
There you go. Yeah.
Those guys involved, man. I like Matt Stafford coming back as a quarterback for the Rams, and they're a totally different team when Stafford's playing quarterback with those weapons they have in Higbee and those wide receivers. So give me the Rams to win this one. It's a pride kind of game. You got to win this game, right? If you win this game,
Right.
you're 5-6, and you're right there for the playoffs. You just want to get in, and you want to get in the dance. That's all you want to do. So this game is a must-win for the Rams. Cardinals, they can care less. Cardinals got their future. They're going to stick Kyler Murray. So win or loss, they don't care. They just want to high draft it and get some more weapons for Murray.
No, go ahead, Nan. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Looking at Stafford though, man, the games he's not been impressive this year.
He's not. No,
he's only completed like 59% of his passes this year. He has 9 touchdowns with 8 intercepts. So I mean, even with Stafford, they have struggled, man. And that defense that once was a strong suitor for them is not as strong as it used to be, man.
I agree.
So,
yeah.
I mean, and Arizona, like we say this every week, man. Arizona is not your typical 2-9 football team. They play tough, they play hard, but here's a funny stat, man. We know Kyler Murray just got back, right?
Yeah.
Guess who the leading quarterback is still right now for the Arizona Cardinals? And this person completed Dobbs. With the Cardinals, he completed 65% of his passes for 647 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 intercept. That's insane, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. So now, who you got, brother?
It's a toss-up game. I agree with what both of y'all saying, but Kyler Murray, the way he's been playing the last week's game, definitely looked like how he looked before the injury. He looked very healthy. I do have a fear that they're putting too much in his hands, because he's just running like crazy. It's like that's what got him in trouble the first time. Right. You're not utilizing, Connor. You're not utilizing Brown. You're not utilizing your pieces like you should. They're going back to this one-man team, and it's like that's not a good equation for this team. They have players, utilize them. Put the game plan to utilize these players. Also, when you look at the Rams, I still think like many of these players were done a long time ago when it comes to the season. They were done a long time ago in the heads. A lot of them, didn't want to be here. I'm assuming, we still talk about the coaching, and certain players talk about retirement, and it's come up too many times in conversation. This is one where I expect the Rams to win, but I would not be surprised if the Cardinals pulled out at the last minute.
Right.
Gotcha. All right. Now another game from this past Thanksgiving Day. 49ers took on the Seahawks, and can we officially say the 49ers are back on track?
Yeah, and I'll go and say they're the best team in football again. Um, the last 3 weeks now they've won all 3 of those games. But I mean, even this kind of game where it wasn't pretty, but they still dominated. I mean, they just dominated. I mean, Brock Purdy didn't have Brock Purdy-ish numbers, right? 21 out of 30, 209, tutty, and interception, but they still dominated. Like, it was like there was no fiber in my body that said they're going to lose this game or there'll be a chance to lose this game. No, they dominated from start to finish, and they've been doing that now in the last 2 weeks. They have found, once the guys got healthy, Debo, CMC, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Brock Purdy has numerous weapons to throw to. They got a great defense. Add Chase Young, who all of a sudden now is just always healthy. All of a sudden,
Right.
he's playing for 3 straight games now, no injuries at all. It's just funny how that works, right? But yeah, all of a sudden now this vaunted defense is just nasty, and they're the best team in the NFL in my opinion when they're healthy all the way, and they showed it in this game in Seattle, which is not an easy place to play. In Seattle.
It's not.
And they dominated, man. And I know Niners obviously, you gotta you put yourself in a bad spot because the Eagles just keep winning. So it's almost like it's inevitable. Niners at Philadelphia, it feels like it for the championship game. So if you gotta get ready for that Eagles squad, they're right there too. So, but Niners look good though, man. They beat down Seattle, and look, there's nothing Seattle could do, even with a healthy Geno Smith. They weren't going to win this game.
Oh yeah, I agree. Even with the healthy Geno, yeah. This period, it's too many aspects of the Niners that it's just good. Quarterback, even though he's a young kid, he plays like he's been in the league for several years. He plays very, very, very composed in the pocket. And even like you said, he didn't have a great game because he didn't. People don't understand. It is very difficult to play at this stadium. It's not easy. You're not just playing the team. You're playing the crowd. That crowd is loud. The stadium was built to create sound and make it bigger than what it actually is. That is hard. It's very, very difficult to play in situations like that. And for somebody as young as him, he did pretty good. Of course, he had his issues and mistakes, but he still came out and was very confident and poised in the pocket. Seattle's good team. They still got some. They're missing a few little pieces, but for the most part, they turned out how I assume it's going to turn out. The Niners on top.
Niners on top. Now, we kind of discussed this topic before, but I was talking to some friends and colleagues, man.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone seems to be under the impression that Brock Purdy is just a system quarterback. I don't think this young man is just a system quarterback. You have to, first of all, you have to be competent and good to run the system, and he is that. He's also first in a lot of categories in the National Football League for quarterbacks. So my thing is Brock Purdy just a system quarterback, or is Brock Purdy perhaps that guy? We knew the greatest quarterback of all time was a 6th-round pick. Could Brock Purdy be the next Brady, or even the first Purdy, 7th-round pick to possibly going to become a star in this league?
He's a top 10 quarterback already, in my opinion. I mean, obviously losing your weapons. Look, they say a system quarterback. I hate that term because I mean, you gotta have weapons to win. You gotta have weapons to win. And I'm sorry, I've seen Jimmy Garoppolo in the system. I've seen Nick Mullins in the system. I've seen C.J. Beathard in the system. Brock Purdy has played the best out of all those guys in the system, right? But you need weapons to win. So how is that a system quarterback when all he does is throw close to 250, 300 yards per game, 2 or 3 tutties. And then, of course, you got Chris McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, Debo, but you need weapons to win. I don't care what no one says. So he is not a system quarterback. He just looks really good in the system. That's what it is.
I specifically hate that term.
Right.
And I know we use it, but we use it for a specific reason, to show that every team has a scheme.
Yes,
Yes,
A
yes.
scheme is what? A system.
System.
So every quarterback in the NFL is a system
And
quarterback.
quarterback.
And
Thank
some do well in certain systems because it fits their their unmentionables, what they do best. So the reason why you don't call Mahomes a system quarterback because he looks great in that scheme. That scheme is a system. So he's a system quarterback for the Chiefs. So I hate when people say that. They do that to demean players.
Right.
Brock Purdy's playing really well. He did some crazy stats from last week, which was matching Joe Montana, which
Yeah.
no other quarterback in the Niners history since Joe Montana has done that. Maybe
That's
close
great.
to Steve Young. It's like, come on, man. Like, get a kid some credit. He's
Right.
playing well right now. It's even like people mentioning him possibly as far as the MVP chase too with CJ Stroud, and I think that's great. We need it. We need to build a new future of quarterbacks because we're in that section that we talked about a couple seasons back that we're going to have a lull of maybe a couple 4 seasons where you don't know who's going to be the quarterbacks of the future. We don't know that, and we're in that moment right now.
We are
So
lowest
I
moment
like him.
right
Oh
now.
yeah, I
Yeah, we are.
like what he does. I think he's a very competent quarterback, and just wait and see, watch him develop. If he turns out to be a bust after a season or two, I mean it's kind of hard to say that because he's been successful, but things happen and the game changes. The game has to evolve, and he's evolving with the game.
Right. And we want to thank our Facebook family members for joining us. Thank everybody on Twitch, Twitter, and of course everybody joining us here on YouTube. This is as the NFL Turns Kickoff pregame show. I'm Dog 17. That's Mr. Carlos Clayton, the Uneducated Sports Talk, and that's Mr. Nonfiction, the Real Fan Sports. And
What's good?
we're three members of the as NFL Turns team, and we want to thank you all for starting off your Sunday with us.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next game on the docket. Winners of 4 straight, they were left for dead at 1-4. Now, all of a sudden, the Denver Broncos have an opportunity at home today at 3:05 on CBS to get over 500 by defeating the Cleveland Browns, who are without, of course, their starting quarterback for the remainder of the year, Deshaun Watson. But can the young man replacing him perhaps surprise the Broncos and the NFL nation today? What's our thoughts on this game, family?
Broncos country. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Yes.
Let's ride. And I hope that folks, lay off of Russell Wilson. This dude, he went through freaking 9 years in Seattle, just balling, smashing, making his ends. He gets one subpar season in Seattle, he's gone. Okay, he gets one horrible year in Denver, but that team, from the coaching staff on to the players, was a straight mess with Nathaniel Hackett. Sean Payton, it took him a while. But he's got his guys believing again. It feels like that 70-20 game was like 2 years ago, right? It feels like the game was so long ago now because this Broncos team is playing up to what we thought they would be. Russell Wilson, in this stage of his career, the last 3 or 4 games, he's playing like he should play. He is a way above average game manager, right? I feel like all you got to do is just run the ball well. Do not turn the ball over and let your young, fast defense. Ever since that 70-20 blowout, Sean Payton cleaned house. You can go. You can go. Old veteran, you can go. Old veteran, you can go. I'm bringing my young guys in. And ever since he's established that young defense with this young offense now, guys are feeling it. They're playing with much more confidence now. We saw that in that great game against Minnesota. That was a good game last week against Minnesota for Sunday Night Football. But those were 2 teams that are just playing hard. The Broncos found a way to get it. Russell Wilson, he reverted back to Russell Wilson of old. Like, hey, all I got to do is just play free. Sean Payton expressed that. Play free, but do not make any mistakes. Easier said than done, but the Broncos have done that. Give me Denver to win this game. The Browns, as good as their defense has been, it's been at home. Their defense has been very subpar on the road. Yeah. So give me the Broncos to win this game. A tight game, though. It won't be a complete blowout, I imagine. But give me Denver to win this game. I'll say Denver wins. I'm going to go 23-15 Denver.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how tight this game's going to be. I mean, props to the young man Dorian Thompson Robinson getting his first dub in the NFL, but at the same time, he hasn't thrown a touchdown yet. So until he breaks that seal, I really don't know what his true potential is. Like he has to be able to guide this team, regardless of how young he is. That's his job now, is to guide this team of players, of veteran players. Denver has been playing much better in the last couple of weeks, and I will admit they have been playing a lot better. You know what I'm saying? I'm still not I'm not convinced, really, to be honest with you. I need to see a lot more because they played some games where they shouldn't have won. They just won because a random situation just happened that worked in their behalf.
Right.
It's like do not pass go. Don't collect $200. Like
Mm.
Denver, they like I said, they have looked better, but I'm still not 100% convinced on this team. But I do believe they'll win this game because of the situation that the Browns find themselves in with their quarterback. So if Denver lose this, then what's the question? What's the question marks then? Like what is the situation? But Denver should win this game. Let's just be honest about it.
And just to speak on Russell Wilson this season, quad as a kept, he's been having a good season. He's completed 69% of his passes for 19 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now, and I'm gonna be one to admit, I was one. I have been one. I think his play has been on the decline before this season. I think the last 3 years his play has been on the decline. Not just when he got to Denver, but
Yes.
when he was in Seattle, I thought that
Last year,
Russell
Seattle,
Wilson's play was on the decline. But this year, it has looked nothing like last year or the previous year. Like you said, he now has a coach that he believes in and believes in him, and so now you're starting to see that relationship start to develop between him and Peyton. And listen, let's not be naive. That's one of the reasons Peyton went, because of Russell Wilson, the
Yeah.
opportunity to work with a quarterback like that. But in my humble opinion, I still believe if that Chargers job was open,
oh
he
yeah,
he definitely would have won it,
oh
Coach
yeah.
Justin Herbert.
He waited 1 year.
Yeah, if he'd have went,
One
yeah,
more year he need to wait.
one more year. If he could have waited one more year, man.
He's been
All right.
but it's all
He's gonna be seeing Daly and get fired just at the window
Yeah.
crying, like, oh, I could have been over there in better weather
Infinity.
too.
Right. Infinity. Wilson leads the league in touchdown intercept ratio. Correct. Just
Mhm.
mentioned 19-4, man. Russell Wilson is balling this year, man. He is balling, and right now the Broncos are on a 4-game win streak. I'm
Mhm.
gonna call it 5. If the Browns were at home, I probably would go with the Browns because
yeah,
of their defense. But like you guys say, on the road, their defense, they're suspect on the road.
yeah.
Let's
Some of
think
them are.
back to the game against Indy, man. You know how that game came down to the wire. So I'm gonna take the Broncos at home, feeling good. That mile high, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Broncos in this one. I'm gonna go Broncos 26 and Browns 13, man. I think the young quarterback is gonna struggle today.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I think he's gonna struggle today. All right. And the first ever Black Friday game turned out to be just like that. A Black
Black
Friday for the
Friday.
Jets. Lights out. Because the Dolphins just knocked their lights out 34-13. Jalen Waddle on the day, 8 receptions for 114 yards. Ball, I'm saying his name right.
Well,
Boy.
yeah.
Ball, he was 27-38, 179 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. There will be no Zach Wilson next week. They have already came out and said that this young man will be under center for the Jets next week.
Oh my God! Why
So,
not just go with Trevor Simeon? This is a God.
uh,
Dog, I don't get it.
um,
Just go with the guy that's done some good. If you
with
Where are
with the
they getting these
defense they
quarterbacks?
got though.
Where are these getting these quarterbacks from? Because had you seen Tim Ball's like career numbers? I'm talking like college, right? High school, college, in the NFL. This dude has like way more interceptions and touchdowns in college. Like, look at his test after this. It's mind blowing. How do these guys keep having these jobs, man? You know, I don't get it. I don't. Anyways, though, free the New York Jets defense. This defense is too damn good. And I know, call it what you want. There's some beef in the locker room, and right now I've heard they've done a good job of containing that beef. But let's be honest, man. If I'm a defender, I'm like, yo, bro, y'all gotta put us in a better situation, man, because we are playing our butts off right now, and we're on the field. 40 minutes a game, you're going to get gassed out.
Man.
It's just sad. I mean, for the Jets defense and the Jets are done. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, all that. I'm coming back. Yeah, he's not coming back. Yeah, he's done. So we'll find Aaron Rodgers next year, starting the Jets next year. Hopefully he can play. As far as the Dolphins, handle business. Handle business. That's all I gotta say. They handle business. They won a game they should have won. But like you said, Dolphins, same old same. You beat all the teams you're supposed to beat, but in teams that you're not favored against, you lose those games, right?
Right.
Chiefs, Bills, whatever teams else they lost to, a lot of those other good teams. But yeah, so
Eagles.
Eagles.
They struggled against the Raiders, so
that game was very competitive. That was that game came down the last play of the games.
So Jets are done. They had that nice 3-game winning streak earlier in the year. We all had a belief that Zach Wilson will turn a corner. It didn't happen. So this Jets team is done. It's the defense.
Zach Wilson, okay.
Just total opposite, man.
Okay.
Dolphins had a business.
Okay with Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't believe that.
I'm saying they all thought if he could just be a manager, a game manager, and don't turn the ball over and put your defense in good positions, which he did those 3 games they played. Well, all of a sudden it turned on his ugly head real quick. So
I feel like Zach Wilson is a situation similar to Geno. He's put in position way too early again with the Jets. That's what seems like what they do well. If they put quarterbacks in way too early, and probably if he lasts in the league as a backup for a while and he finds opportunity, probably like 3-4 seasons from now, he'll probably look like a whole different person because now the game looks different to him. He understands the game actually at a high clip. Right now, he understands the game, but it's not computing properly where he can be successful on the field. There's some downs you watch and you're like, okay, where's that guy? That guy right there is a great quarterback. Because there's I guess a couple of plays they played, he was throwing like sidearm shots. He was throwing no-look passes. And Zach was like, where did this dude come from all of a sudden? Right. And then he went back to throwing an interception right afterwards. It's like he's doing too much. But I mean, Miami, they were supposed to win this game, and I do feel bad for the Jets defense. I'm not surprised there's beef. If the Jets the defense is doing all what they're doing, and the teams are struggling, man, I'm not surprised at all.
All right, next game up, Chiefs at Raiders, and this is my upset special today. This is my upset special today. I'm taking the Raiders to upset the Chiefs today. Raiders go to 6-6. Let's go, 9.
Hey, I mean, I'm right there with you. I really would love to see the Raiders actually finally get a dub against them. It's been a minute since we've got one against them. The Chiefs have actually looked good, but they also have had chinks in their armor, and they don't look like the Chiefs. No one's scared of the Chiefs anymore. They used to be a team, 2 seasons ago, I say season and a half, they were really a team that everybody was kind of fearing to play them because you just didn't know what was going to happen. You felt like it was going to be on the tail end of a lot of bad calls, but also a lot of just crazy gameplay. But now with Kelsey showing his age and also showing the fact that he might possibly be retiring soon, because watching him play last week, you can see the pain in every catch. You can see every hit. You can see it. He's just not himself 100%. So with him being their number one offensive threat, if the Raiders can just be competent on defense and get pressure and cause Mahomes to get out the pocket, I can see it too, to be honest with you. Gotcha. Of course, everybody in the world is going to say Chiefs, and I understand that because the Chiefs are who the Chiefs have been for the most part. But I would love to see the Raiders come in and do some damage.
Yeah, I'm with y'all. I'm with Dolph. I'm going Raiders as well. But I would say this though. The Chiefs have the same team the last year as well. I mean, the only difference was there was Juju Smith, and there's no Juju Smith, so he doesn't make a big difference. So I think teams weren't really scared of Kansas City last year either because there's no more Tyreek Hill. But at the same time, look, the Chiefs, when it's all said and done, they will be there.
Right.
Whether it's AFC Championship, when it's all said and done. But as of right now, the Raiders with Antonio Pierce, they are playing lights out football, and I got a feeling, and it's a weird feeling. I'm going with upset as well. I'm going to Raiders over the Chiefs in this one, just for one game, and this could be Antonio Pierce's. Hey, I'm here to stay as a head coach. If he wins this game, which I'm rooting for him to win this game, to be the head coach for the Las Vegas Raiders.
The only real issue is the fact that this might be the first game Max Crosby might not be able to play. This might be.
That's tough. That's tough.
I was like, And there, I guess there was some video that came out some like a week or two back about some stuff that the Chiefs said about the Raiders from last season to this season, and Max Crosby being the number one leading the charge. Like, okay, just please let me play. Just let me play. He said, "Just let me play." Because, and then I saw an interview with Mahomes saying he wished that video didn't come out the week before the game because that's all he know they're gonna talk about. And I was like, "Yeah,
right.
it's gonna be a problem."
Check it out now.
On the possible game of the day, at least in the preseason when this matchup was made, we all thought this would be the game of the day, one of the games of the year.
Yeah.
Can it possibly still be? Josh Allen needs to win this game. I'm going to say it again. Josh Allen needs this game. Not so much Buffalo, but Josh Allen, for his status in this league as a supposed to be elite quarterback in this league, which he has not been the last few years. He's above average. He's not in that Mahomes group. In my opinion, he's not Mahomes and Joe Burrow, and then it's everybody else. Matter of fact, he third tier. He behind Lamar Jackson. No, I'm saying, I'm telling you, he behind Lamar Jackson, bro. I'm telling you.
I agree with you on that one.
I'm telling you that the Bills need this game, but Josh Allen most of all needs this game. Can the Bills do it today?
No. As much as I went back and forth in my mind when I first recognized this game was happening today, nah. I'm going with the Eagles to win this game. I was like, because it feels like every week I always like, the Eagles have just not played great football all year, like on both sides. You know, they haven't had that one just dominating game yet.
Yeah,
this could be that game. This and they're 9-1 doing that, right? This could be that game where they come out there in all cylinders, y'all, and
they need to.
Yeah, but still, the Eagles have shown they can beat anybody pretty much. They played, they've won those games despite their flaws on either offense or defense, and they won those games. As far as the Bills, you're right though. They need this game in the worst way. They're not going to get it though. Give me Philadelphia to win this game.
Got you.
Oh yeah, Buffalo needs it, but they're not winning. I mean, Allen, he's gonna probably end the game with 24 TDs, but 14 interceptions. Like he already has 12, and every time he gets touchdown, he gets interception. So I expect unless there's gonna be a full game on the ground, no passing, and it's a possibility. But with him the way he's been playing, yeah, man, it's just this Josh Allen is not the Josh Allen of old that we're used to. He has not played with the same level of confidence. Even Diggs sees it when he talks to him on the sideline. It's just not the same player. What the problem is, couldn't even tell you. But like you guys both say, Eagles have played really well against multiple styles of teams. No matter if they're the bottom tier or the top tier, they play well. They have one loss. They have one loss right now.
One loss.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're playing really, really good. This could be the game, even though the Bills aren't a top tier team. This could be the game where they could show dominance on a team that's actually pretty decent. So I expect Eagles to win this game.
All right. Sunday night game, Ravens at Chargers. Ravens. Give me Ravens, man.
I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, man. I'm going Chargers. I don't know why. I don't know why I keep doing this to myself, man. I feel like the Chargers at home, although it might not be a home game for real, I'm going with Los Angeles to win this game, to put up points. Baltimore, can they keep up with the points? Chargers are going to score 24 in this game. Can the Ravens score 27? And no Mark Andrews, no Odell Beckham. I'm like, can the Ravens keep up scoring-wise? They probably can. But right now, I'm going with the Chargers. Although the Chargers make any offense look damn good these days. Their defense has been horrible. You heard about Brandon Staley getting chastised at the conference. Are you going to continue to call defensive plays? He's like, yes, and I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm calling plays. So get over it. I'm like, bro, shut up, bro. Like, you got to go. How the hell is your calling defense anyway? You got to suck on defense with Khalil Mack, Nick Bosa. Joey Bosa. Derwin James.
Murray.
Murray from Oklahoma. I mean, you guys, come on, bro. And how you suck with this squad? Make it make sense. So, anyways, but still, I'm going Chargers in this one. I'm not going to call it an upset because the Chargers are just very overrated right now. Overrated. They should be playing better, and they're not. But I think for this one game, give me Los Angeles. Sunday Night Football. It's going to be a good game. I know that. Every time the Chargers play prime time, is always a good game.
With how uncertain the Chiefs have played, I'm surprised the Chargers not winning the division. Like, Like, I mean, I'm a Raiders fan. I would love to see the Raiders, but I'm not. I'm logical about it. The Chargers should be winning this division. How good this team is.
Get on my nerves, man. Get rid of the coach.
You have all the pieces on offense. You have all the pieces on defense.
Right.
But yet, W's is lacking. Like, what is going on with this team? Like, since Herbert came into the game, I'll be like, okay, he's going to be a top tier quarterback. But then they keep proving me wrong every season. I'm like, this is going to be the season. I think until we get rid of that, until we get rid of that coaching staff on the offensive side and defense side, and maybe even administration up top, this team is not going to change. I'm going with Ravens, man. Straight up.
Gotcha. And this game here is actually Monday night. The Bears against the Vikings. The Bears almost pulled the upset last week over the Lions.
Yeah,
I think the Bears upset the Vikings Monday night. I'm going Bears in this one.
I'm gonna go Minnesota, but I agree with you though. It's gonna be a very close contest. It's gonna be a very good game, in my
very,
opinion.
very close.
I'm going with Josh Dobbs. He has been that dude no matter what team's been on this year, whether it be Cardinals or the Vikings, and he's proven that he does belong. As the NFL has the quality of quarterback has gone down, it makes guys like Joshua Dobbs look good.
Yeah,
right.
And right now he's considered a top 10 to 15 quarterback in right now in the NFL. So he's looked good, and I think this Vikings squad, despite their loss to another hot team, the Broncos, right? I think they come in there and take care of business against old Justin Fields. Monday Night Football. It's gonna be a great time once again. Vikings on prime time TV to see Joshua Dobbs again. I like this Vikings squad to win at home.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel the same way. I think the Bears, if they come up with the same game plan that they did last couple of weeks, which has not always been their thing, I can see them pulling a W. But I mean, my confidence right now is with Minnesota, 6-5, 2-3 at home. Let's see what Jobs can do. With his back against the wall a little bit. But I think the Vikings will pull it out.
All right. And this is the current playoff picture, family, going into the day. Your number one seed in the AFC is the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins number one in the AFC, the Eagles number one in the NFC. Your number two seeds are the Ravens AFC, 49ers in the NFC. The Lions are third in the NFC. The Chiefs currently are third in the AFC. The number four team in the AFC is the Jacksonville Jaguars. The number 4 team right now with mere minutes away from kickoff is the New Orleans Saints. With a loss today, the Saints can go from 4th to 10th or even 11th in the NFC. Yeah, that's just how the NFC is. Number 5 team in the AFC, the Cleveland Browns 7-3. The Dallas Cowboys 8-3, one of the top teams in the NFC. Number 6 seed AFC, you have your Houston Texans and the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC. The Texans in the big game today in the AFC South taking on division rival, the Jacksonville Jaguars. And in the 7th seed right now, it's the 6-4 Steelers in the AFC and the 6-5 Seahawks in the NFC. And these are your teams right on the outside. Buffalo 6-5 in the AFC, the Colts 5-5, and the Broncos 5-5. In the NFC, the Packers at 5-6. At 5-6 could be right back in this thing. The Rams are 4-6. The Falcons are 4-6. And this is what I'm saying. A loss by the Saints would drop them to 11 because they would have lost to Atlanta and Tampa Bay head to head. Yeah. This is how important the game is today for that franchise. So that was just a look at today at the playoff picture as we get ready for kickoff, family. Listen, we want to thank everybody for joining us 2 times. But let us just say this though before we get out of here. We know y'all love it. We got to give it to you before we go straight balling. All right, family, here it is. My straight balling candidate from the day is going to be in the ATL. He does not have a position. He's simply known as the Swift Army Knife. Ladies and gentlemen, my straight balling candidate for the day is none other than Taysom Hill. Let's go, baby.
Straight baller. Hey, I'm going to go and keep it in the AFC. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos defense over the Cleveland Browns. I think that defense is going to have a phenomenal game. Multi-turnovers, dominating. Give me the Denver Broncos defense straight balling.
So I'm gonna go offense. I'm gonna go running back DeAndre Swift to have a great game this weekend. He's gonna pull it off and just run all over them boys, man. He having one of those games, and I think this is gonna be one of them games.
All right. Hey, family, this has been as the NFL turns kickoff
Yes,
pregame
sir.
show. I'm Dog 17. You can find me at the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast on YouTube, Twitter, or is it X again? I don't know. Twitter X. You know what I'm saying? Twitter X, Instagram, all your social media platforms. Call those 9. Let everybody know where they can find you, brothers.
Man, you can check me out on Uneducated Sports Talk. I'm your host, Carlos Clayton, and we're going live, a dual stream tonight between me and the big homie, the Dixon Way, Mr. Larry. He's a Falcons guy. I'm a Saints guy. So I'm dressing my Saints gear right now. We got a dual stream coming up for you guys in just a few minutes. But also, you can check me out on Facebook as well, Uneducated Sports Talk. I just opened it up a couple of days ago, so check me out on there. And, of course, I'm on Instagram under my name, Carlos Clayton, you guys. So check us out on Uneducated Sports Talk on YouTube.
Well, I am nonfiction, one half of the Real Fan Sports. My co-host Zach wasn't able to join us today. He wasn't feeling too well, but you can find us on everywhere at Real Fan Sports. Everywhere, Real Fan Sports, man.
Listen, everybody enjoy your weekend. Listen, shout out to all my PSF family members. If you're riding down the road, download the PSF app. I got you covered. I will be live streaming the Saints and Falcons game also. Listen, until next week, family, enjoy your day. Stay safe. And we out. So clear, I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here, the sound of deafening fear.